Gary, 3-0 defeat at the Showgrounds to finish the season off. How did you see that 90 minutes, first of all?
Yeah, obviously disappointing that there with the result. We didn't want to end the season on a bit of a high, not on a performance that they're 3-0 defeat. But listen, there's a lot of circumstances, I suppose, around it. Like, no excuses. We came down here to try and put on a performance for the fans that travelled down this way. We did say we wanted to finish the season keeping things tight, but we've been decimated all week, and truth be told, Ian, with sickness and that there throughout the camp, a lot of our boys not here because of sickness and a few boys playing. We maybe shouldn't have done that there, and if it was any other game we probably wouldn't have played. But like I said, no excuses. We got to take it on the chin and move on.
Yeah, and 3-0 probably a little bit harsh in terms of how the game went. You feel that was the case?
Yeah, there was a game of few and far chances in between. Like, so it wasn't. We were a bit naive there at the end, but we have one of our regular back six not there finished the game, and only Sean Wunt really playing in his natural position. We have Lee Bonus playing in the middle of the park, and it gives a bit of an indication as to how down in the bones we actually were. A lot of boys played out there that haven't had a lot of game time over the course of the season, and it probably told a little bit too. But there wasn't a great chances in the game. The first 40 minutes and that 45 minutes was relatively tight. I thought we had a big shout for a penalty, but I need to see it back again. I thought Lee Bonus gets there ahead of the man and he gets wiped out at 0-0, and then after they conceded the first game and that we just let the game drift away from us.
Positives, obviously, that we had two academy players on either flank as we finished the game, Sean Brown and Ben Walker, so it's a good experience for them being in and around it.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic that we got an opportunity now to give scholarship kids and that an opportunity. The 18s and 20s have been flying this year. Keith and Andy have done a brilliant job with the scholarship programme. It's a reward for them boys and their hard work that they get on the pitch. On another day we would have got Keelan Donnelly on there as well. He was on the bench now, but unfortunately just the circumstances and an injury to Albert, it just didn't happen, unfortunately, day for Keelan. But they're three very, very exciting boys who've got a really bright future at the football club, and they've now got to go away and see that's the standard that they have to get to week in, week out, and see can they push themselves to that level.
And Jimmy Partington got his first minutes, got 90 minutes for the club and did very well.
Yeah, the gaffer mentioned him beforehand in the pre-game chat, so he did. It's a thankless position that they're being a backup, especially when your number one keeps 24, 25 clean sheets over the course of the season. So it's great credit to Rowe, the levels that he has, that Jimmy's come in and trained as well as he has day in, day out, and he's been patient and waited for the opportunity, and I don't think he let himself down there today.
Yeah, and as you say, we've set a new record for goals conceded in terms of a 38-game season, and that's not something to be sniffed at either.
Yeah, listen, that's what we prided ourselves on all season long, was keeping clean sheets, and 18 goals going into the day's game, and that there was a hell of a return for that. We're disappointed with the 3 that we conceded today, of course, but it was the backbone of what gave us the success this season. Cian Bulger was unbelievable for us, as was Rowan at the back, and that so was every time someone had to chip in and that there, go in and play. Big Albert, when he jumped in, was fantastic. A great credit to him today again is he's sick all week. He never trained Wednesday, Thursday. He came back on Friday just because he wanted to be involved today so badly. Being his last game here at the club. So it's credit to him and the kind of character that he has, and that he actually did want to play today, even though he was probably struggling a bit.
Yeah, as we reflect on the season, it's obviously been one to remember, and so many things that went well. Now that the season has finished, will it be an opportunity to reflect back on what we've done and what we've achieved so far this year?
Yeah, it doesn't give you long to reflect because the preparations already started for Europe and that, especially amongst the staff. I think Gaffer very much wants to move on from that, and I think from the Friday night that we actually won the league at Crusaders, and that his mindset had switched already to European football and towards next season and how we can continue to move forward. We wanted to nail down the players not there in the current squad not there to make sure they were here and be a part of our European campaign in the seasons ahead. Now it's really, really important that we look about how we strengthen the squad. That work will go on throughout the next few months not there, that we would hopefully get that work done in time for European, because it doesn't give us much of a break. We're off the month of May, and that then we'll be back in at the start of June preparing for European football.
Yeah, and the 3 new contracts this year, especially Sean Wunt and Cian Bulger, who were coming out of contract, and Leroy extending his. How important is it to have the nucleus and know what we have to work with as we go into that first round of the Champions League qualifiers?
Yeah, they were massive and integral part of the success that we had. When you want to strengthen that there, the spine of the team's quite strong, and that and we want to make sure that's staying intact. really, really important. Cian Bolger was massive for us this year, as was Shawnee Want and Aaron Donnelly. The back three were immense this year. Like, I mean, the three of them have been fantastic from the second they joined the club. Big Cian really stepped up this year and showed a lot of leadership in that central position. Leroy obviously was a catalyst of us really doing what we done this season. You know, he just set standards with everything that he does. You know, so we need to bring in players of like-mindedness and that there, that have same good character, the same good lads. But it's really, really heartwarming for us that this is where they want to play their football for the foreseeable future. It gives us that spine, like I said, what we want to build upon, like, I mean, and now it's up to us to make sure we add to it in the right ways.
Just finally, first time we're talking to yourself or any of the management team since Tiernan won Manager of the Year and Leroy Player of the Year, and I guess that reflects just how well and how big of a season we've had.
Listen, I stand here and I've waxed lyric about Leroy all season. Leroy has been immense from the second he joined our football club. Whenever I pull up in the morning, like, you mean, at 8:15, Leroy car's sitting in the car park. When I go home and out there, the chance is he's probably still sitting in the car park. He's in the gym before anybody. He does all the things he could possibly do to be a professional footballer. He's the most professional player I've came across in my time in Irish League football, and that's testament to him winning trophies like he did. He is hard work personified now, like, I mean, he's just incredible about the discipline that he has about his life and that. In terms of the gaffer, I've said as well, like, I mean, he is the hardest working manager I've ever seen. He's absolutely meticulous in his preparation. There's his attention to detail is phenomenal. He's a joy to work with. He's challenging, he pushes you to be better, like, I mean, and we're all better because of him. You know what I mean? He has been huge in that there, that some of the things he's come out with at the right moments and that there is really key. You know, in dressing rooms, just saying the right thing and provoking people in the right way and nudging them, and how he's managed the group and that there, and how he's kept everybody in it, a part of it, like, to me, because I don't think there's a single player in there that didn't feel part of this championship winning squad. We did, so that's testament, because it's really difficult whenever you're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th man in the squad, you know what I mean, and you're not playing week in, week out, but you're still contributing every day, and you're still working really, really hard, and that's down to the man management of the manager, who spends time with every player, that makes every player feel a part of it, and he's taking us all with him, like, you know what I mean, he's set new standards for us. It's standards that he'll want to build on, that there, and he's always looking at a way of improving, self-improvement. So he'll be looking at from his squad too, and from his staff. So it's up to us now to up our game again, and come back hungry, determined, making dent in Europe and that there. Like, I mean, that's really what really kind of motivates him. He wants to do well in Europe now. Like, I mean, the league was done the second we won it, and he turned his attention straight to the next challenge, which is Europe. And then as soon as it's done, we'll turn our challenge to the league title again next year.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.